It's going to be Mother's Day in 5 days. A very different kind of Mother's Day this year. Mothers in lockdown with children, with small kids, and kids might be able to do something to really bless their mum, but others of you who are locked down far away from mothers, and mothers far away from children, it's going to be a different Mother's Day. And people in our city are in a great deal of stress. Just as one example, recently we delivered food parcels to a family who were recipients of family harm, but an extended whānau that have locked down together. We took those parcels to 13 plus people living in a 2-bedroom house not far from the church. These are times where we need to have extraordinary faith in God and extraordinary compassion and love for our community. Faith stares at circumstances and is not crushed by them. And faith is not some kind of presumption or trying to pretend all is well when it's not. But faith sees through circumstances to the glory of God, to the greatness and the mercy of our God. And so I encourage you, seek the Lord in your pain or suffering, if that's what you're experiencing right now, perhaps in crisis, in your struggles. Seek God and put your faith in Him and what He's doing. I want to just share it just very quickly with you, the faith of an extraordinary mother in the Bible. And the mum I'm chosen is the mother of Moses. I'm staying in the book of Exodus, but going right back to chapter 2. And of course, this is a lady who, with her third child, he was born a little boy. And Pharaoh had decreed that any male child that was born was to be killed at birth. And so this woman, this brave woman, defied Pharaoh and kept her baby hidden. Imagine the fear through her pregnancy. Imagine all the thoughts that must have gone through her mind. What if God gives me a son? She was a mother already of an elder girl and a younger boy. And so she had one of each. And I just wonder how often she prayed for the baby, the new baby, to come to be a girl. But he wasn't. He was a male. And then at his birth, it's a boy. Was that a shock? It must have been so difficult for her in those early days after his birth, and keeping him hidden and keeping him secret. Maybe he was all dressed in pink. I don't really know. But when the baby's about 3 months old, he's put in a basket in the reeds in the River Nile, and I think probably deliberately placed where he was likely to be found by the princess from the palace, Pharaoh's daughter, when she came down to bathe in the river. I doubt it was a public place. And Moses' mum puts this little precious little baby in the basket, and he's there among the reeds, and really she's putting her life at risk in placing her baby there. Big sister is on duty, and the princess arrives, and when she sees the cradle and it's opened, there's a little boy inside, and that little boy is crying. Q for sister, who goes to find a nurse, brings back mum, and the princess takes ownership of the baby, but she pays the baby's mum to feed the baby and care for the baby until a time comes when she takes that baby away from mum and takes the baby to the palace to be raised in privilege and in splendour and in great wealth and power. So Moses grows up in that kind of way. All this in the providence of God. What an extraordinary family, the family of Miriam and Aaron and little baby Moses, all used in the providence of God. But what do you think of the faith of Moses' mother? What did Moses' survival cost his mother and his sister? It makes me think to myself, what's the biggest thing I've trusted to God? And how do I trust God in times of great difficulty and danger? My prayer for you is that God will meet you in these troubled times in an amazing way, just like God met the faith of this extraordinary mother. I say to you, trust God even when there are many reasons not to. When our troubles and our challenges increase, it's actually time to seek the Lord, not to turn away from him, but to seek him and to persevere in faith. The Lord is good always, and his love is eternal. I think of Paul's prayer where he said, may he direct our hearts into the perseverance of Christ and the love of God. Faith is ultimately a response to God, not a way to get him to do what we want. And in this story, the mum's name is Jochebed. So she's a favourite person of mine because my name is so similar to hers. She was a woman of great faith. She did all she could to save her son, and God used her faith to save a nation. May God bless you today. Amen.